Hi guys, today I have a new Let's Draw for you and I'm going to be showing you guys how to draw a horse. One of my students asked if I could show you guys how to draw horses and I thought, great idea. I don't have a video on how to draw horses. I do have some videos on how to make a unicorn, which you could turn into a horse by just skipping the horn part, but I don't have any drawings of a realistic horse. Now, horses are a little tricky to draw. They're just kind of weird, like their bodies are just a bunch of weird shapes. You know, they have kind of a funny long face. Their legs can be a little bit tricky. So this one here, I'm going to break it down for you step by step, but definitely start with a pencil first. If you're starting with marker right away, you might have a hard time. And it's a little bit detailed and tricky. I know for some of us this might not be something that you feel super confident, but just try, have fun. There's always little changes you can make to make it easier for yourself. But I'm going to show you guys how to make this realistic horse who's kind of running in a field, and just get your pencil, your eraser, and your coloring stuff, and let's get started. I'm going to begin by doing the back of the head and the back of the neck. Remember, I'm using marker because it's easier for you all to see on the video, but I don't recommend starting with marker. I would definitely do this with pencil first so that you can erase it and fix it if you need to. So, starting with the top of the head and kind of the back of the neck. I want to leave a little space in front for the face, so I'm going to move over a little ways, and I'm just going to make a curve that goes down, curves back up. Then I'm going to continue with the back and kind of curve around to here. So it goes down and then up and then curves around and stops, just like that. And then what I'm going to work on is actually the front of the face. I want to get the rest of the head done. Before I do the front of the face though, I am going to make this one ear. I make two curved lines that touch like that. Now I'm going to continue by making the forehead. It kind of slopes down and then curves under for the snout and then curves back. So see how this not sharp edges, it's soft edges here. And then I kind of curve under to make like the cheek area, or like the jaw. I'm going to make this side of the neck. So I kind of look at how far back the neck goes here and decide. So I wouldn't want to make the neck like way over here because that'd be a really big neck for the horse. I'm going to start like here. And then when you get to where the back of the neck curves this way, like where they're kind of matched up, I'm going to have this one make this curved line you see here for the chest. This line and this line should kind of be lined up with each other. So you don't want this one way lower and this way higher or the other way around. So try to get them kind of matched up. Now we're going to start working on the legs. This leg is a little easier, so I'm going to start with that one. We're going to start right here, go straight out, and then straight up and down. Then start a little ways across and a little bit into the body, straight out this way, straight up and down, and then a line across. Then if you want to make the other line for the hoof right away, you can. Now let's do the back leg, this one that's in the front. So it's a bunch of weird lines, so take your time, pause the video, rewind it if you need to, whatever helps. So let's start by going straight up and down for just a little bit like this. Then you're going to do a little diagonal line like that, out, and then straight up and down for a little while, and then curve that way. So it goes down, out, down, and then curve, like a little curved line there. You're going to make, this is a little tricky to explain, you're going to make a line that curves and then turns straight. Do you see how it's like straight for a little while and then it curves to match the hoof? So I'm curving up, and then when it kind of reaches where this line goes straight, I'm going to do the same. Go straight and stop. Then I'm going to make a curved line, a line that gets kind of big, like that. A horse's back leg, their hip is like thick here because they're really strong. Then I'm going to go ahead and make the belly, which is just kind of a curved line that connects from there to the front leg. So we have our 2 legs that are in front. I'm gonna add this little line for the hoof, forgot about that. And I'm gonna do these back legs. Before I do the back legs, if you're sitting here trying to draw these 2 front legs and you're really struggling, you could just do straight lines. Like 2 straight lines and forget about adding the bends and stuff. And you can still make a beautiful horse drawing. It just won't be quite as realistic. It'll be more cartoony. So if you're really struggling with these legs, make them straight instead of bent. Okay, I am gonna do the other back leg. Let's get this other tricky one out of the way, although this is easier than this one. So I'm gonna start right about here. A line that kind of curves like that, like a big curve. Then it goes straight for a little while. And then a little curve straight up till it's straight up and down. Then we go across, straight up and down for just a little bit. Diagonal to match the other side. And then back and then up. Okay, I know those back legs are tricky. Take your time, rewind, rewatch. Do it as many times as you need. Now for this leg, start over here, straight up and down for a little ways. Then diagonal for a little ways. Then little straight line for the bottom of the hoof. And then you just go across and up and down to kind of match. And add the little hoof. When you're done, your legs should all be about the same height. So if some are way shorter and some are way longer, it might look like your horse is a little lopsided. So that's one thing to think about. They don't need to be perfectly in line, but close makes it look a little more real. Now we're actually pretty much almost done. We just have to add the mane, the tail, the other ear, and of course the face. Let's do the hair. So in front of this ear, I'm gonna do some lines that kind of curve and end in a point. The idea is we want the hair to look like it's blowing in the wind. For the back of the head, same thing. I'm gonna do some bigger curves with some bigger points. Curve and then it ends in a point. Okay, and for the tail, same thing. You can try to make it skinnier at the base and thicker at the end, but no matter how you draw it, it's just gonna look like the hair is flowing in the wind. For the eye, to make this more realistic eye, you're gonna do a sad mouth with the happy mouth underneath, and then add like a circle in the middle. You can fill it in with black if you want. And then for the nose, kind of a little below the top here, do a little curved line. Then you can add a little smile if you want, or however you want to make it. Okay, I just realized we forgot to add the other ear. That is something you can add in if there's space behind the hair. It's 2 little curved lines. Totally forgot that part, so you can add that in if you want to. So now I'm all done with my horse. Of course, now I want to draw the ground. So I'm gonna make a straight line that goes behind. I make sure the straight line is higher than the feet, because if it's below the feet, then our horse would be jumping or floating. And if you want to add bushes like I did, I just did bumpy lines that got higher and lower in the background, so it kind of looks like maybe some bushes or some trees that are different heights, like that. And you can add some extra stuff too. If you wanted to add a sun, you can do a circle. And then I like to do my sun rays as like long rectangles. And I think I'm going to add some flowers by doing a circle with some little kind of oval shaped petals around. Alright, so now I'm going to start coloring in my horse. There are so many different types of horses. If you didn't know that, you could try Googling types of horses and see all the different color patterns. I'm gonna make this horse kind of like a chestnut brown with black hair. So I'm gonna work on that first. And of course, once I'm done coloring in my horse, I'll just color in the rest of my background any way that I want. Alright, and I'm all finished coloring in my horse here. I think I really love this one with the sun and the flowers. That really brightened it up and made it really cute. But of course you can add whatever details you want. The cool thing about like the horse running is you could make it in any type of like nature setting. It could be in the mountains or a forest. So it could be kind of fun to change up your background, but just take your time and color it in any way that you want. Well guys, I hope you had fun drawing your horses with me. I know they're a little tricky, there's lots of little details, but they are such beautiful animals and they are fun to color in because they have so many patterns. Remember, if you couldn't quite get the legs right, making them straight, making the horse a little more cartoony, might be easier for you. Next week, I'm gonna have a video on how to make a cartoon horse. So if you really struggled with this one, I will have another one for you that you can check out. Otherwise, just take your time coloring it in, maybe make a baby horse with your big horse, and I will see you guys next time for our next drawing video. Bye!